as I lay me down. Heaven, hear me now. I'm lost without a cause. After all that I've been through, who on earth can I turn to? I look to you.
Hey, my name is Nancy.
My name is Diane.
And today we're going to be talking about how to be a good Christian according to the Bible, of course. This is the Good News Version Bible, but you can always get the King James Version one. They're all good, but...
This is easier. It makes more sense. It's like understandable English.
For us.
Yeah.
Basically, the steps to having faith. The first... Well, sorry.
Not really steps, but so many things to do. But it's not so many as in, it's like sort of broken down, like how the commandments are all broken down, but all it means is love God and respect human life sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the first one is faith.
Yep.
You can't do anything without faith.
Definitely.
The whole thing about doing other things like the commandments and following them is it's not really going to get you into heaven.
No.
It's going to get people to love God and to respect each other, but it's not going to get you into heaven. What would is trusting and have faith in Jesus Christ, which basically is the whole thing about being submissive. You have to give yourself completely, like you have to feel so helpless, like you cannot live without him and you need him like to survive sort of thing.
Exactly. The way I see faith is kind of like the sea or swimming pool. Basically, I believe that some people just dip their feet in, and that's just being, so they can carry on living the ways of the world, like up top, and do whatever they want. So they're not really fully giving themselves to God. And then you've got some people who take it to the next level, who are religious, who do go to church, and who do the commandments and things like that. But they don't do it with their whole selves. They just do it just to put on a show or to put false pretenses, really.
Half of them in, half of them out.
Half of them in, half of them out. So yeah, they are in, they are doing what they feel as if they should do it, but they're not really doing it with their whole heart. They just feel the need
like
to
the
do.
Pharisees.
Yeah.
How the God was like, there was two people. The Pharisee was praying to God and saying, look, I do all these things, I have no sin, I always obey you, it's a good thing that I'm not as sinful as this man. And then there was a tax collector saying, actually, Lord, I'm not a very good person, I did bad things, I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, Jesus was like, it's the tax collector who would be saved because he lowered himself down.
Yeah.
And he put all himself in there, like he knew that he was helpless without God.
Yeah. Because, like you said about the Pharisee, he was basically leaning on his own understanding because he thought, you know what, I do everything that you want me to do, God, so basically I should be good enough to go to heaven. Whereas the other one thought, actually, I sin, I'm not even worthy, like, to go to heaven with you. So the fact that he gave his whole self and he was like, Jesus, take me as I am, that's what I feel as if made an impact on Jesus.
Like
really
his whole body's inside the pool.
Yeah, that's
he's completely covered.
Exactly.
Like drowning in Jesus.
Yeah, because that's the thing as well. Being in the pool is basically when you put your whole self in. Human and scientific understanding will tell you that if you do that, then you probably would die because obviously you wouldn't have any air, and you can only stay underneath water for, I don't know, is it 1 minute or something like that without having any air. Whereas the fact that you're doing that, knowing that you don't have any air, knowing that you could possibly die, and putting your whole self underneath for God means that God will save you. By the way, I am not saying on any point that you should go and try this at home. Please do not try this at home. I'm not saying that you should.
It's just an illustration of what it means. So the whole thing about the air is basically knowledge and understanding of the world. And Jesus says that when you go inside the pool, you're not gonna drown. You're gonna be within there, but you need to forget the fact that you have air and trying to come out to get your own understanding. You need to stay there and believe in God's understanding that you will be fine.
Do not lean on your own understanding. Basically,
there you go.
Just basically give your whole self to God and go underneath the water, not knowing whether you'll survive or not. Just completely lose yourself. Don't abide by the world system who tells you, you know what, you have to put us first. You can't possibly be putting, religion or beliefs because they're just outdated or anything like that, because technically they're not outdated, because even these beliefs or these scientific beliefs, they all revolve around something that God created. Just the fact that airplanes are revolve around birds fly and go
as I lay